Insurance Fund. Notice of this meeting was given by sending sufficient notice herewith to the Home News Tribune, the Asbury Park Press, and the Jersey Journal. Filing advance written notice of this meeting with the clerk and/or administrator of each member, and posting a copy of the meeting notice on the public bulletin board of all members. I direct the secretary to enter into the minutes of this meeting, the advance written notice of this meeting, and this statement. Can I get a roll call, please?
Frank Polino,
Here.
Ricardo Arlanos,
Here.
Jeanette Larison,
Here.
Harry Delgado,
Here.
Michael Drulis is out. Brandon Goldberg,
Here.
Joe Zanga,
Here.
Mayor Heck, Glenn Kurtz, Scott Recant. You go mute, Scott.
I'm
He's
trying to
muted.
save everyone, but yes, I'm here.
Joe Manzo,
Here.
Donna Setzer,
Here.
James Gote,
Here.
Sean Kelly,
Here.
Dominic Sinelli, Robin Rassiopi, Karen Waters, Sean Walsh,
Here.
and I believe Jonathan's here, correct? What I saw? Yes.
Okay. So, in the packet, you have minutes from the August 23rd meeting.
Correct.
If there's any questions or comments, if not, I need a motion and a second for approval.
I'll move it.
Motion, Joe.
Second.
Second. One of us.
Yeah, one or the other.
I flip you two all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Frank Polino,
Yes.
Joseph Zanga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Brandon Goldberg,
Yes.
and Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Next, we have the administrator's report.
Yes, Chair, in the packets for the month of October through October 25th, or the loss run reports. I'll go through by coverage, by line. Automobile physical damage 2023, 31 claims for 176,000, 2022, 48 claims for 42,000. Auto liabilities, 5 claims for 39,000, 2022, 34 claims for 41,000. On the general liability, 2023, 53 claims for 428,000, 2022, 72 claims for 884. Property damage, you got 2023, 9 claims for 69,000, and in 2022, 27 claims for 125,000. On the workers' comp side, you got 118 claims totaling 491,000. 2022, 161 claims for $1,837,000. And just to let everybody know, we are still tracking 2021, which is running high. And I'll follow up with that in a little bit, because I had a discussion with the actuary about that in another about going forward with that. Also in the packets for the month was a status report with respects to this deficit collection payments. Gave you a schedule of payments make to date. And I believe what the hell is my sheet? There has not been any new change since the last update, but the schedule is in there for your review. With respect to tracking the lost claim payments in the reports on the general claims unit, on the total claims paid of $5,947,803 for the month of September, $1,134,269. And I break that down by both the loss year and by participating member. On the workers' comp side, total claim payments of $2,239,691, of which $292,123 were for the month of September. And again, that's broken down by member and loss year. And then behind that, you have the general claim reports. These are all new claims reported since September 23rd to 10/20, broken down by member, by coverage. Claims we have closed off the system, as well as claims we are pursuing third-party recoveries on. And then also as a follow-up, I've been working with the actuary the last couple of weeks, going over her final numbers. It looks like, which I will talk about again under old business with respects to the auditor. The actuarial figures that came in bring the IBNR down to 12,595,213. On top of total case reserves of 18,809,000. So I have a meeting scheduled on Monday with Lauren to discuss the actuary's report and the status of her progress. And that's all I have right now, Chair.
Okay. The status of the deficit collection, did we go over that?
I found that sheet. Hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah, 22 total receipts of in 2022 of 1,203,485. Total receipts to date in 2023 of 2,026,106. As you're aware, we have since done a mailing. A sample letter was provided in the packets to go out to former members with respects to collection of that deficit, as well as a copy of the DOBI report that we approved at the last meeting, advising them that the money is now due and owing, and we need to hear from you within 10 days. So I was working with both Scott and Jonathan on that. So that letter has been out. The clock is now ticking. So if we don't hear back within 10 days, it's my recommendation to instruct Mr. Sokol's office to take any and all action necessary.
Okay. And then the claims payments,
I just go over that. Same thing.
oh, my bad. Okay. It happens. Okay, thank you.
No
Managed care, Donna?
Thank you, Chair. Qualcare savings reports for the month of September, there was 169 bills. We had network utilization of them 98%. The total charges were $232,940.28. They were repriced to pay $69,698.89 for total savings of 70% from charges. Total injuries called in were 16, and 12 of them required treatment. If there are any questions on the remaining of the report, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, moving on. Finance report. Mr.
Thank you, Chair.
Monzo.
How are you doing? I didn't have a chance to actually produce the regular reports because I had first of all, I was crying in my tea from last night's Phillies loss, but I did the checks last night, then I had an internet connection problem, so I couldn't produce the report, but I'm okay now. I'll give it to you by the end of the week. I can tell you a couple other things. I'm providing commissioners with a cash report every week. This came out of a meeting we had last week with myself and Glenn and I think Jeanette and Michael. So as of today, our cash situation is $1 million. We have $1,317,000 in the bank. That's for all accounts, the regular admin account, the 2 claims accounts. We have a small investment with one of the banks, and we still have some money left in the escrow account, Scott, just so you know. After we cut that check to MCUA, there was an accrued interest amount for them in that month. So there's still a balance of $813 in that account. So if you can direct us if that's supposed to go to them, we'll do that. Just let us know. Glenn also just talked about, in terms of all the receivables that we have, he talked about the deficit assessment receipts that we've gotten last year and this year. In addition, we also have some other receivables on the books. You may have noticed the balance sheet. We have, an excess receivables that was like $675,000 at the end of 2022. We've collected $306,000 of that this year. The biggest of that was a payment from, I think it was a workers' comp case, Lawson versus Bound Brook. So that one's, there's a couple of ones that are maybe there's like one over $100,000, but the rest of them we're collecting pretty well. So I think from a cash situation, if you were to ask me, are we going to make it to the end of the year? I think my answer is yes. We've gotten a couple of those recoveries in the last week. We're not going to, be lighting the world on fire and have 6 months worth of reserves, but once we get through the year, we'll have our 2024 assessments to carry us. And if the summary judgment issue works in our favor, then we'll start collecting significantly more of that deficit assessment. I mentioned this part to Glenn today. I've always thought that, from a budgeting standpoint, as a CFO, that for those towns that were reluctant to pay, there may have been a reason in terms of not having the cap space to make those payments. The summary judgment, in my belief, will alleviate that. There is an appropriation that's permitted in New Jersey budgets that's outside the spending cap, and I'm not going to go into the connotations of that, but if it's outside the spending cap, towns have a better way to manage the payments because it's a edict that came down from the courts. So hopefully, if that's the solution to all this, then we'll start receiving some of that money in a greater stream than we have in the last 2 years. Even though we've gotten a significant amount, we're still in the $20 million range, people love us, right? So that's my report, Chair, and I'll have a physical copy of the regular treasurer's report by the end of the week. So.
Okay, thank you. We'll look forward to that. Safety and loss control?
I think Mr. Gote's here, aren't you, Jim?
Yeah, he
Hi,
is.
Glenn. Yeah. Yeah, I was waiting for you to start it up, but
Give you a little
okay.
Intro.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We completed providing to the Borough of South River, Milltown, City of New Brunswick, and the New Brunswick Parking Authority all new central file documentations, all new books. So that completes the right to know requirements for those clients. The only other thing that I will continue to emphasize is to make sure that all clients have their various written programs for PIOSH up to date, even if nothing has changed, just the fact that you look at it, even if you have some new people or whatever, but if you look at it, verify that it's current, then put a new date on it and have a current date so that it shows that you've looked at it. That is something that OSHA and PIOSH are emphasizing at every inspection that any of our clients is getting. So if you have that, even if nothing has changed, just the fact that you reviewed it, put a new review date on it, and that'll make it more current. That is all for us. Thank you.
Chair, just to note on that, the JIF had Mr. Gote provide us with about 8 written programs, correct, Jim? That over the years we have circulated to all the members, and I know faces have changed within this board as well as in your individual department heads. But if anybody is in need of these written programs, actually after the meeting, I will zip an email around with respects to the list of the programs. The programs themselves are quite thick, but they are a generic program that you must then take and cut and paste and put in your individual information, but they are all available to you by the JIF, and all very user-friendly. Jim, I don't know if you want to add anything to that or not.
No, it's, we cover, first of all, it has to be, in order for it to be relevant, there has to be a site-specific program. But we've given you enough criteria in these CDs and in these programs to help your people make it site-specific. We put it into the format that Piash is most comfortable with. So yeah, to some degree it's cut and paste, but to some other degree, things like contact lists and site-specific issues should be added. That makes the program a lot easier. But Piash is not really in love with downloading something off the internet and putting your name on it and away you go without anyone looking at it. So if you have new people and they're not familiar with it, we used to do training on those kind of things. We'd be happy to do it again to help you. But the matter of the moment is that it needs to be current.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
And the only other thing, Chair, in the packets for this month was the fall EAP newsletter that was circulated to all members, so.
You know, I was looking at my packet. Did we send out an updated packet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm missing. Because as you're saying, this is in the packet. I'm like, I don't see that in my packet. Okay. Okay. How about old business?
Old business, as you're aware, I have Mr. Jaffe here with us today. We've been working with Mr. Jaffe with respects to the JIF. We're going to target a few different items, and one being over the course of the next couple months, updating and bringing the website up to speed. We actually just got an email from the state with respects to a couple of things that they want to change. So we'll be addressing that with them. But I don't know if Jonathan has anything you'd like to add at this time or not.
Just a quick hello to everybody. Nice to see you on the screen. As Glenn mentioned, we've been doing some stuff for the website, but one of the big parts of our effort are to be putting out some very positive stories about the many services of the JIF. We had one story that already appeared in Tap Into. I think it was circulated amongst the group here regarding the Rutgers EAP program. And we're also working on another release next week to get another positive story out about the services of the JIF, with the key message about how you save money for municipalities. So there's going to be a lot to come, and look forward to working with you guys.
Great.
Thanks,
Thank
Glenn.
you. Anything else under old business, Glenn?
Not at this time, Chair.
Okay. New business.
Just the renewal process is underway. I have been in contact with the underwriters who are sharpening their pencils and getting our excess numbers together. Not only from the current providers, but have also been blasted out to numerous other carriers. So I should have numbers back shortly and be able to present a budget and some numbers at the November meeting on time.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask. When do you think you'd have the numbers, and how does that translate for a budget? So you think that it's going to be for the November meeting?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Any other new business? Okay, what about comments from the audience? Any member of the audience?
Good afternoon, Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. How are you?
Good, how are you, Charlie?
Well, thanks. I did want to ask if there was any updates or insights on potential new members or, members that may be departing. I know down to 4 members unless anybody joins, right?
Correct. We received notice, Charlie, and I am currently working on 2 applications for potential new members. We're in the underwriting process now. I really cannot release a number to them until I have my excess numbers in place. I don't want to give them a number and then be off the charts, but the JIF is looking at potentially 2 different applicants.
Thank you. I also, have to ask about the case against the New Brunswick councilman. That's, is there any new information since last month?
Charlie, I'll take that. I'm happy to say there's no change from last month's information.
Okay. And I guess I would want to know more about the deficit collection. I know, the numbers are in the packet, but also, this 10-day letter that went out is, can you indicate when the 10 days will be up and, how many entities it is currently that are,
So Charlie, the
taking
letter's included in
basically
the packet. A sample letter's included in the packet. So the letter is dated yesterday. They were completed yesterday. They're being emailed and snail mailed to 31 different entities. And we're gonna wait to see what the response is. And you can calculate 10 days from today, which probably is November 3rd. Not positive on that. And we'll just have to see what the responses are, and we'll then talk to the commissioners and seek their direction after that.
Okay. And as far as the MCUA, is that totally settled, or is there more to come on that?
The MCUA litigation has been dismissed. The claims that the MCUA has against the JIF have been dismissed with prejudice, so they can never be filed again. Our counterclaims against the MCUA have been dismissed without prejudice. We're working with the MCUA, and if we are unable to work things out, we can reinstitute litigation if necessary.
Got it. Okay. And then I'll just preemptively ask if once you go into executive session, do you have plans to, do anything out of the ordinary when you come back? Just the usual.
I don't believe
reserve.
so.
No.
Okay. Well, thank you as always for answering my questions. Have a good day, everyone.
You too.
Although, Scott, does that resolution need to be addressed before we go into close? Because they already accepted it.
Charlie's still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
here.
So there's a resolution from last week's special meeting approving the September 25th Department of Banking and Insurance limited scope examination and directing the staff to send out letters to the people that advising them of the report and directing that they pay. So you have a sample of that letter at the end of the packet, the updated packet today. And a formal resolution will be signed today that basically says that.
But we can do that before we go into executive anyway, right? We already,
Yes.
yeah.
We already
So,
really approved it, yeah.
yeah. So we probably should look to do that, after audience comments even. Is there anyone else from the audience that wishes to speak? Okay. Well, why don't we get a motion for,
Pardon me, I'm sorry. I did want to say a few more words if it's okay, because I was unaware of a special meeting. So apparently there was a special meeting last week, and I'm just looking at the schedule on the website, and I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something, but I presume this was noticed, but maybe just didn't end up on the website.
It was up there, Charlie, and notice was sent to all the papers, so.
Can you give me the
I'll
date
have
of the
to check.
meeting?
I'm sorry?
Meeting was Thursday,
date
the
of the-
19th.
Yeah,
Thursday the 19th. Okay, well, I'll follow up with the council to get, more information and documents, but this was news to me.
There
That's
really
all.
wasn't anything. It was sorry, yeah. So the Adobe report gave the fund 30 days to comment, accept, reject, whatever. So we scheduled a special meeting for the commissioners to discuss that and to see whether we needed to send anything back to the department before the 30 days ran, and 30 days ended today. So the commissioners met and accepted the report, and that's basically all that was done at that special meeting. That's what it was called for. And I think to tell you my notes were Jonathan Jaffe mentioned the press release that he's already mentioned today. And I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, and I think the Adobe report is the same
Right, there were no
version that had been circulated before. Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Thank you for the additional responses.
anyone else? Okay, so then we will be looking for a motion and a second to adopt a resolution. Glenn, do you have the number for that?
Hold on one second, Chair. I'm gonna-
I don't know if it's 15,
I think it's 17.
17.
Yeah,
Okay, so 2023-17, that for the memorialization of the review of the September 25th, 2023 limited scope examination, reviewing calculations of the 2001 to 2020 supplemental assessment, and to also memorialize the actions to advise members of their payment obligations. So can I have a motion and a second?
Motion, Brendan.
Second, Frank.
Frank,
Yep.
any discussion? All right, Frank Bellino,
Yes.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Brandon Goldberg,
Yes.
and Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Okay, so then next I need a motion and a second to approve the bill list.
Motion, Joe.
I'll take the second then, Joe.
Thanks.
Frank Bellino,
Yes.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Brandon Goldberg,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Okay, can I get a motion for closed session?
I'll move it.
Move Harry, second Frank.
Yep.
Frank Bellino,
Yes.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Brandon Goldberg,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes.
And we go to William, Charlie, or you're out?
No, I'll leave. Thanks.